live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
LivinLargeLarry.com. And away we go here, World Wide Web. On our website with YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app, we'll have a talk with Mayor Tom Hanel. Mayor call today. Mayor Tom Hanel, City of Billings. That's coming up in a few minutes. Also, a revisit with all kinds of blinds. Storyteller Bobby Gray coming up. All kinds of blinds in Billings. All kinds of blinds. MT.com right now. It's warm already in Billings, and a complete forecast on the way for you, as well as the Billings Morning News. But it's 64 degrees already this morning. LivinLargeLarry.com. How's your health? Is your mind open to different ways to be healthier? N2 cryotherapy. You've heard us talk about cryotherapy since about mid-November, and N2 cryotherapy has been in Billings since last July, and it's growing with athletes. If you are suffering from arthritis, give N2 cryotherapy a try. Ask Cindy Graff about the pricing differences of N2 cryotherapy. There's something to fit your budget. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, Saturday hours as well. N2 Cryotherapy, n2cryo.com. You can order the works, the shave and the cut, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. Trained barbers, $10 haircuts. And that price hasn't changed for years, and it doesn't look likely that it will. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, $10, 10-minute haircut, in and out. You can do it over your lunch hour. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in Billings Heights. Sponsors. If you are interested in learning the current value of your home, the true current value, talk to Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. 406-690-5902.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Redline Computer Studios in West Billings. Livin Large Larry Live at livinlargelarry.com. Glad you're here. World Wide Web. Thanks for hanging with us and finding out all about Billings, Montana, surrounding communities. News from the Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football, and the home turf is Dallas Wendy's Field in Billings, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, and check them out on Facebook as well. As we gather for sourcing for our news stories here in the show from KTVQ.com, Color8.com, and the Billings Gazette. Just a couple of things. A verbal altercation broke out after a man was struck by a Chevrolet passenger car in downtown Billings on Wednesday afternoon. Several Billings police officers responded to the parking lot of Burger King on North 27th. Chief Rich St. John said that officers were still conducting interviews, but reported a man was hit by the car in the alley. One of the three occupants pulled a shotgun from the vehicle's trunk. No arrests have been made at this time, but the shotgun was confiscated by Billings police. 68 people have died in auto crashes this year compared to 39 this time last year, according to the Montana Highway Patrol. The Highway Patrol reports that a crash happens every 23 minutes in Montana, and one of those results in a fatality every 69 hours. 2 days after a man was arrested for carrying several pounds of marijuana in his luggage on the Jefferson bus lines in Billings, another man was arrested for transporting more than 100 pounds of marijuana in his luggage. Guy Nigan was set to appear in Yellowstone County Justice Court on the charge of criminal possession and intent to distribute. A baggage handler reported that 5 bags on board, which originated in Seattle and were headed to Baltimore and New York, smelled of marijuana. Police responded to the bus station. The bags bore a luggage tag that read David Lee. The officer made an announcement for the owner of that bag to come to the counter. As he made the announcement, the officer noted that Nigan and another man left the building and was arrested. On Sunday, Kane Hansen was arrested at the same place for allegedly transporting 29 vacuum-sealed bags of marijuana. And again, Nigan is being held in the Yellowstone County Jail. What is going on around town? It's courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, always concerned about the activities in and around Billings. Bighorn Inspection, petrochemical and refinery inspection, bighorninspection.com. Well, the Boys and Girls Club of Yellowstone County will be holding their 19th annual March Against Drugs and Violence, and that event is this weekend. You can find out more. There's a link at color8.com. If you wish to attend the march, it will be Saturday from 11:30 until 1 o'clock or so. And maybe a finalization of a story here that was released yesterday. The man who died after falling into a hot springs in Yellowstone National Park has been identified. The National Park Service said Wednesday that 23-year-old Colin Scott of Portland, Oregon, was with his sister, Sable Scott, at the North Geyser Basin. Rangers said the two were about 225 yards off the boardwalk in a forested area Tuesday when Scott slipped and fell into a hot springs near Pork Chop Geyser. The victim's sister reported the incident to Rangers on Tuesday afternoon. Rangers confirmed Scott's death Tuesday night. They're working to recover the remains from the hot springs. LivinLargeLarry.com, the Billings Morning News from the Billings Extreme, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, semi-pro outdoor football this summer in Billings. BillingsExtreme.com, on Facebook as well. Carrie's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. Carrie's Massage Therapy for the whole month of June. Since it's a busy wedding month, she wants to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So check 1 2 check 1 2 3 check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mm-hmm. 1. $6 p.m. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko. $5 sandwiches on Friday afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. And specials on their cookies, too. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko off of King in West Billings. Could break some records with temperatures this afternoon into Friday. It does cool off a Right into it. Check 1 2. Check. I can't hear myself. Check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check. All right, 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2. We get right into it. Check 1 2. 1 2 3. Check 1 2. Okay, check 1 2. Yes, sir. Check 1 2 1 2. All right, Mayor Hannell. We'll get right into this. Curious of your thoughts, Mayor Tom Hannell, on the great voter turnout Tuesday.
Well, Larry, good morning, and may I say this, that I was not surprised at all in the results. They basically turned out pretty much right down the line the way I had anticipated. The one that surprised me probably a little more than others was the race for PSC, Kurt Bushman and O'Donnell. O'Donnell, a very strong campaigner, a lot of energy, got out there and beat the doors. And They had worked hard and was successful. Congratulations. But that definitely is an upset there. As far as the county commissioner, there again, you've got to give credit to Dennis Pittman. He's one to really work hard to accomplish his goals. Credit to Commissioner Jim Marino has done a fine job. Took it in stride, and but that one I kind of had that one pegged, is the way I was looking at it.
And I guess that voters say it's time for a change, and they made that decision. Also, Yellowstone County, the expansion of the women's prison, that the way it looks was passed.
Yes, down at the Yellowstone County Detention Facility. That's an absolute necessity, Larry, in the respective need. But just the same, I'm concerned. I think I'm pleased to see that it was approved. And yes, it's needed, but it's not going to solve the problem. We're going to need more than just an expansion. The time's going to come that jail's going to need major enhancement in so many ways. So I'm pleased, but it concerns me that it's not going to solve our long-term concerns.
And what are your thoughts on the senior services levy? Almost a 3-to-1 margin for.
Absolutely. That, Larry, did not surprise me in the least. We have a growing population, aging population, I should say, here in Yellowstone County, and the needs, the services are there. The seniors are very supportive of our community, and we supported them. That one did not surprise me in the least. I just hope that people keep this in mind when the school bonds come back around again, because we need to take care of our seniors, we also need to take care of those youngsters.
Always got to keep that in mind. Okay, a couple of bullet points here off of the election, talking the 911 funding. There's been some discussion about that.
It's a very complicated process. However, it's been working quite well. What it amounts to, Larry, is your 6 major cities are the main players in this as far as the contributors. The revenues collected through your phone bill, be it a cell phone or a landline, doesn't matter. A certain percentage of that, I think it's $1 per line, goes to this fund. And it's grown quite a bit, considerably, and like many other funds over the years, as soon as they start growing, people start paying attention. They want to get their hand in the cookie jar. That's what's happening here. In this particular case, the thought of distributing the money other than what they have been is not very receptive to the major cities, as those that are the major contributors, they should receive the major funds in return. Billings in particular, this proposal would cost our local taxpayers about $300,000 a year. The funds we've been accumulating, we've been putting aside for a new 911 operations center, which is badly needed. The last one was built in the early 80s, and it cannot be expanded due to the construction. And if you were to ever visit that facility, they're just busting at the seams, whether it be equipment or personnel. The working conditions are not very good. So we're certainly planning on using the funds we have to build a new center. We're almost there. We won't build it until the money is in the bank. But to change that program, I think would be detrimental.
Well, I know you got to get to a meeting, but I wanted to get your thoughts on what I think is a great tourism attraction is the Gold Wing Road Riders Association's Wing Ding coming back in August. I plan on DJing their event on one of their days, so I'm excited for the Gold Wingers to come back.
Well, we are too. They're a fine group of individuals. We've had the Gold Wing, we've had the BMW rally here, and I've had the opportunity to visit with many of them. I know several of them, and they were very pleased with the response they received, the reception from the city of Billings, Yellowstone County, and that's why they're coming back. Just a fine group of individuals. They spend a lot of money. It's a real plus for our local economy, so we want to be sure and take good care of them.
All right, Mayor Tom Hennell, City of Billings, and Mayor Call. We'll let you get to your meeting. We'll talk with you later on today, maybe over the flag raising at Brett's RV out there in Lockwood.
Yeah, it sounds like an exciting event. I look forward to that, Larry. I know you're going to be there helping to promote it, so I look forward to seeing you. And what a fine facility.
Yes.
Just viewing it from the interstate, it looks wonderful.
Yeah, 30-foot by 60-foot flag will be raised this afternoon. Patriotism from Brett's RV, and that's what they strive for. So we'll see you and Robin out there, hopefully. Have a nice day, sir.
You too. Thank you, Larry, and hello to your sweet wife, Carrie.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. Have a good meeting.
Oh, you too. Thank you. You take care.
We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.
Okay. Oh, you bet. Goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
My sons bring me in the dinghy, the inflatable, like a Zodiac, and they have a pier that they built, but it's still, the top of the pier is maybe 50 feet up from the water level, and there's some steps and they're all slimy and it's hard to get up, and you're in surf when you're doing it. So my son rides the wave in on our boat, our small boat, and then turns around real quick and you jump ashore.
How fun is that?
And then you've got to go in and do your immigration and customs paperwork. During that interim, a storm came, pretty serious storm that I didn't know was coming. And so I get back to the wharf and there's waves breaking over the top, hitting this 50-foot wharf and splashing over. And I get on my handheld radio and called for my son to come pick me up. Okay, now he's going to have to come in big waves.
Yeah, sure.
And he did amazing. It's very dangerous. I put him at high risk.
Right, yeah.
Got to get back to the boat. Well, he picks me up. He pulled up, and there was also another boat. His wife was there doing immigration, and they had come in also that night. And they had a little dinghy that rode in. He couldn't come get her. So when Michael pulled up, then I literally threw her into our inflatable, and I jumped in after her, and we took off. We get back out to the boat, and waves are, of course, breaking over the bow of the boat at anchor. And Lana's immediately, she says, we need to get the boat going. We can't stay here. And I go down, and I start the engine below deck, and I come up, and we're going to remove the mooring lines, they call them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start to motor forward to try and release the load. Just as I'm starting to, it sounded like a gunshot, like an explosion. And I had two very large, we're talking like maybe 1-inch diameter lines, very strong, going off the bow of the boat, and they exploded from the load.
Wow.
And so now, okay, remember there's a cliff behind us.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and it's a couple hundred feet, and we're in big surf coming in. The waves are breaking over the bow, and the mooring line just broke. So I give it full throttle to pull away, and the engine quit. And so now we have no engine, and the boats start getting thrashed, it's starting to go back towards the cliff.
So every story is a challenge.
So yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. So then I went up and I start trying to put the mainsail up. Because if you do the jib, the front sail, you can't really point into the wind as well. So the first thing I'm doing is just throwing the main up. Well, the main gets about part way up, and I'm getting thrashed, and it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
The wind, there's heavy wind, rain, and surf. And I slipped, and the line, working on pulling the main up with these lazy jacks, they call them, tangled up about halfway up. So now the main is stuck and is useless because it's thrashing in the wind and stuck part way up. I have no engine. And then we ran back and we put the jib out, which is the one that you can't really point into the wind very well, and we need to point into the wind to sail out of the bay. And I put the jib out and we creeped sideways parallel to the cliffs and just creeped, and we just went back and forth for the whole rest of the day in the storm trying to get out of the bay.
Would it be safer to stay in the bay?
Right. You can't anchor.
So it's safer.
You're going to hit the cliff. It's blowing you into the shore.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
That's the problem here is if you don't get out really fast, you're going to be on the rocks and you're going to die. Your boat's going to explode. There's nowhere to swim to the beach because it's a sheer cliff.
What is the time frame of doing all this stuff and all the challenges you had to get away from there?
It took us all day in terror trying to get out. And then by the time we get out, it's the end of the day and it's getting dark. The storm ends and it goes dead calm. And now it's the middle of the night. I have no engine and no wind. So there's no sailing, there's no nothing.
She's kind of sitting there.
We're sitting there floating, and now the current starts taking us back to the island.
Of course.
So now we're slowly going back to the island. And then come sunrise, we were back in the bay, getting blown in. But we had a little bit of wind by then. We had the jib up, and we sailed into the bay and went back to that mooring and tied up, now with no engine. And what had happened is when we were in Suvorov, we were there for a long time, and you need fresh water. So when it rained, you would take off, you would open up the deck fill and put a bunch of towels, and you would collect rainwater.
Rainwater, yeah.
Well, my fuel fill is right there too, and we had been, because we were gone out at sea so long, we were putting fuel in from some jugs, and I had not put the fuel fill in solid. It was a little bit cross-threaded, so water was going into my fuel. Of course it was, yeah, diluted. So my fuel was tainted, and so when you mix water and diesel, it looks like Pepto-Bismol.
So the engine didn't blow.
The engine wouldn't run on water.
Of course not.
And when you mix the two, they get thick like Pepto-Bismol, and that's not going to run in your engine.
So had that been not cross-threaded, this story would be totally different.
Right.
Wow.
Right, but it's an easy thing to do, and it was. I mean, you're doing this every day. You're eventually going to make a mistake, and so I made a mistake.
That's challenging.
That's a short little story.
I love it, though.
Add more to it. There's snakes there that you deal with too, all over the water. Sea snakes.
Well, as you were talking, I was thinking, okay, when you're down trying to get the engine going, when you're being thrashed up against the rocks and potentially going to die, your words, do you ever say to yourself as you're working, damn, what the hell am I doing? Tomorrow we're done. No, never? It's just, it becomes an adventure after an adventure.
It's your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, and if you talk to other people
how exciting, though.
Done that, it's a lifestyle. Once you get away, I'm not talking like going from Florida to Bahamas or, from San Diego to Sea Cortez.
Sure, it's
those
totally
are very
different.
Close.
Yeah.
You can get on your VHF radio and go, U.S. Coast Guard, I need help, and they're going to be all over you. You have help. But when you head out across where you're months at sea, going across, there's no help other than a local island fisherman that doesn't speak your language, who doesn't even know what Mayday means. So it's a different world. You're completely on your own, but it's a freedom that, to digress a little bit, that our country has lost. Because we're so afraid we might not have a seatbelt on. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear one.
Right.
But we're so afraid that, oh my, there's no helmet. Oh, there's all this oh my stuff that you've got to live.
Yeah, you miss out on life.
You miss out on life. I mean, you in Montana, you get on the horse or the four-wheeler and go out in the snow and deal with your cattle at night because the calves are coming and there's a late winter storm. They're doing the same thing. They're living free. And your actions, you pay for your mistakes. We almost paid dearly for my mistake.
You've probably almost bitten it several times in your adventures.
Yeah, there's a lot. My sons would say, "Oh, here's my dad. He's crazy." I've heard that quite a few times.
Well, after the stories I've heard from you and Lana's book and stuff, I can see where that could come into play. That Bobby Gray's crazy. He means well, but he's crazy.
Well, we just kind of dive in and deal with it.
That's and then when you're done with all that and you're retired, you're on the couch, you can truly sit back and say that you have done it all right.
Yes.
You've done your life all right.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
How do you get Lana's book again?
You can go to Amazon, I think Barnes & Noble, and order it, Caught by the Lure of the Sea.
Okay.
By Lana Gray, Gray.
Cool. Bobby Gray from All Kinds of Blinds, allkindsofblindsmt.com. I take a deep breath. It's storytelling time with Bobby Gray. Cool. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Well, don't forget, next time we'll have a story. Every week, every couple of weeks, you got to think of something new to talk about. allkindsofblindsmt.com. A revisit with Bobby Gray from All Kinds of Blinds, storyteller Bobby Gray. He's been out camping in Pennsylvania for a couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks, and we hope to get an exciting adventure update when Bobby Gray returns. All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com. Going to be a warm one in Billings, Montana today. I'll get to our forecast in a second here, but it's 64 already. And livinlargelarry.com. Get a 5-day look at the forecasts from All Kinds of Blinds, allkindsofblindsmt.com, as we broadcast from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, across from Goodwill. Glad you're along here. Our replay sponsor on Livin Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number. You're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage. Mayor Call Day today with Mayor Tom Hannell of the City of Billings on the way in a few minutes here in a big event, the flag raising with Brett's RV, the new Brett's RV in Lockwood. They're right next door to the Holiday Inn Express in Lockwood today, 1 to 3. Governor Bullock will be on hand and come watch the flag raising. It's open to the public. There'll be a barbecue going on between 1 and 6. I'll do my radio show on KGHL Live from Brett's RV, but from 1 to 3 is the events, and watch them raise an American flag 40 feet by 60 feet at the top of Western Brett's on my KGHL show on Wednesday.
All right, Dustin Brett's with us from Brett's RV, the new Brett's RV in Billings. And you told me during my special tour a couple of months ago, says, yeah, we're neighbors to the Holiday Inn Express in Lockwood. That's a great location to tell everybody where you're at.
It works pretty well getting people out here to see the new store. So.
Well, I've been doing some research on your patriotism, your patriotic event for Brett's RV on Thursday. But I got to say, you guys, you and your crew, your marketing department and your staff, what a great idea. Then I read on your Facebook page on Tuesday night that the flag, this must be a misprint. The flag is 30 feet by 60 feet. Are you kidding me?
This thing's, it's amazing, and it's amazing the amount of work that the Marines, the local Marines, and other servicemen and women are putting into getting this thing to fly up above Billings. It's going to be impressive.
And I drove into your lot today to do some equipment check for the live broadcast for KGHL on game day, if you will, tomorrow. And the flagpole is just amazing. That flag is going to stand out like you would not believe, and that's what you need.
Well, we're just proud to be able to put it up and express our thank you to everybody who's protected our freedoms in the United States.
Give us kind of a lineup and kind of paint a picture as to what the activity is going to be tomorrow from 1 to 3. I'm going to be on the air with you guys until 6 o'clock tomorrow, but the event's from 1 to 3. I know the governor's going to show up.
Absolutely. The event's going to kind of start off officially at 1 o'clock. However, we've heard some of the veterans groups are going to start showing up around noon, which is great, and take in some of the hot dogs and Coca-Colas and everything American as far as that goes. And then kids, they'll have the Marines are bringing out the bounce house for the kids, so this is a family-friendly, anybody can come participate. And then from there, at about 2:30, we're going to start the flag dedication. And at 2:30, we're going to hear some words from Governor Bullock. We're also going to do the presentation of colors, and then the finale will be, of course, 40 servicemen and women from the local community raising up a flag that's going to fly 130 feet above Billings.
That is going to be so awesome. What a great idea. It's going to be a fantastic event for the community, and your respect for the military, it will show tomorrow. How has the acceptance of your new Brett's RV been with some of your customers coming in?
We get great feedback from our customers, and a lot of what we built out here is as a result of what they asked for. The ease of access right off the interstate has been excellent. As far as being able to get in to get propane, you've got a double-sided propane fill as well as, multiple sewer dumps on site for folks. And plus, the customers have just been very, very pleased with the amount of accessories and camping goodies that we have in stock.
a huge facility, and during our talk a couple of months ago, you said that you actually built the new Brett's RV, Dustin, for the future. So, if need be, you could add on to that huge building already down the road.
Absolutely. The structure of this building is designed to grow. The first phase of that growth would be, of course, in the service department, as we would continue to add more technicians and more service space to take care of our customers as they're in the area needing maintenance or if they're traveling through.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait to be part of it. KGHL broadcast from 1 until 6 p.m. Again, June 9th, the day this is going to go down in history with the new Brett's RV out there. Neighbors to the Holiday Inn Express in Lockwood. Dustin Preston, we'll see you tomorrow, sir.
All right, thanks, Larry. Look forward to it.
That event is actually Thursday today at Brett's RV in Lockwood, the new store, and 30 by 60 foot American flag raising with some dignitaries. Governor Bullock will be out there. So between 1 and 3 is the main part of the event. Stop by for a barbecued hot dog and ice cold drink today at Brett's RV. All kinds of blinds and Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com. Warm morning in Billings, Montana, 64. Mid-90s could break some records today. Stand by for our area forecast here at Redline Computer Studios. West Billings at livinlargelarry.com. Live on YouTube this morning, the TuneIn smartphone app.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Terry's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204, Kerry's Massage Therapy. For the whole month of June, since it's a busy wedding month, she wants to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So because it helps shrink skin cells, you usually get about 1.5 to 1.5 inches off of any part of any body she wraps. So check it out. Body wrapping can give brides not only that little bit, but also the glowing, soft skin along with the peace of mind that look fabulous for their perfect day, their wedding day. Here are the price points. He wants to offer the body wraps all month of June long at $140 for a full body procedure. It's normally $175 with Kerry's Massage Therapy. So $140 the entire month of June. Again, normally would cost you $175. This is not a walk-in service because it's a lot of prep work, and calls go out that morning to confirm your appointment. She also wants to run a smaller massage special for you all month. Get $10 off any 30, 60, or 90-minute massage at Kerry's Massage Therapy for the month of June. 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. It is Kerry's Massage Therapy. New season, new haircuts. If it's time, I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10. 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights. Proud supporters of the Billings Wolves for 2016. And like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights.
Livin Large Larry live.
Top Sandwich Company brings you our Billings area forecast at livinlargelarry.com. 3 to 5 day look at the website. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings off of King Avenue West. The home for our first patio party coming up at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco. $5 sandwiches on Friday afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. And specials on their cookies, too. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco off of King in West Billings. Could break some records of temperatures this afternoon into Friday. It does cool off a little bit. So will you notice it, though, if it's in the 80s compared to, say, 91 to 94? And very little rain, maybe some thunder showers and some storms off and on through the next 5 or 6 days. livinlargelarry.com for an expanded look at the forecast from Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. What is going on around town segment from Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspection. Log on and check them out, bighorninspection.com. Fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. 100% of the proceeds going to the American Cancer Society, and we've already raised over $100,000 in 8 years. New to you jewelry plus sale. Again, it's a fundraiser for Relay for Lifetime from Hardin Clinic. So new to you jewelry plus sale. If you went on to American Cancer Society in Yellowstone County, you'll see all the fundraising events there. So check that out. And speaking of Relay for Life, save this date, June 16th. Mind you, Relay for Life in Yellowstone County is coming up on July 8th. So the final Relay for Life team meetings for the Yellowstone County Relay for Life is June 16th. That'll be at 5:30, the Mansfield Center, the basement of the Yellowstone Medical Center, at 2900 12th Avenue North. Billings Kiwanis Movies in the Park continues on Friday night, June 10th, Aladdin and Optimist Park. In the event of inclement weather, then that will be moved to Saturday. But as of right now, June 10th, Billings Kiwanis Movies in the Park at Optimist Park at dusk. Aladdin is showing. Also not in our town, Village presents the first part of a summer documentary series, Prosecutor's Stand. Actually, that was on Wednesday. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. It was on June 8th. What else going on? The Luminaria ceremony, Relay for Life's Luminaria push is on now. You go to YellowstoneRelay.org, and the Luminaria bags are $10. If you want the Luminaria for Relay for Life for July 8th, we want a photo attached to it. That's $25. They're doing great work up on it. June 25th and 26th in Absorkey, 14th Annual Montana Barbecue Cook-Off. If you've never been, you need to go. Delicious food all day, music, and family celebrations in Absorkey. It's the 14th Annual Montana Barbecue Cook-Off. You can almost smell it right now, can't you? Summer lunch programs kicking off on June 15th at Piney Park, Central Park, South Park, Gorham Park, also Crow Arrowhead Park, Castle Rock, and North Park. And let's see, summer-school lunch program for the kids, June 15th. If you're over 18, there'll be a charge of $3.75 per meal. Meals are free to anyone under the age of 18. Again, summer lunch programs kick off on June 15th. That's just a snapshot of what is going on around town. Courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. From the Redline Computer Studios, across from Goodwill, off of King and 29th Street West in West Billings. Redline Computer Studios. All kinds of blinds and buildings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. It is already warming up pretty quick, actually. 65 now, mid-90s today. LivinLargeLarry.com. You can take a look at the forecast, which will include the weekend for you at the website. No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values Coupon Magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical couponing. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com.
Jay Johansson, The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue.
655-3668, Larry. And I tell you what, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
You've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're the number one shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how you feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah,
I'm going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah, crazy.
I'm not going to ask somebody those shoe sizes. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use the footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And not only that, Livin Large Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue, Billings. The Athlete's Foot.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
News from the Billings Extreme Outdoor Semi-Pro Football, and the home turf is Dallas Wendy's Field in Billings, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, and check them out on Facebook as well. As we gather for sourcing for our news stories here in the show, from KTVQ.com, Colorway.com, and the Billings Gazette.
In Montana primary election results for President, Republicans, Donald Trump, Democrats, Bernie Sanders. For Governor, Republicans, Greg Gianforte, Democrat, Steve Bullock, advancing to the general election for the Supreme Court. Dirk Sandifer and Kristen Juras. For the U.S. House, Republican Ryan Zinke and Democrat Denise Juneau head to the general election. Republicans are expected to keep control of both the state house and Senate this election year. Montana voters added their exclamation points to a presidential primary election whose candidates were decided before polling places even opened, as the top two candidates for governor easily disposed of their token primary challengers, if you will. There was a decided lack of drama in the races at the top of the Montana ballot, but that didn't deter the voters who turned out on Tuesday. More voting news. Bernie Sanders defeated Hillary Clinton in Montana's Democratic presidential primary election. Sanders rallied his Montana supporters last month after becoming the first presidential candidate to make campaign stops here in Montana. Montana is generally an afterthought in the nomination race because of its low delegate count, the late date of its primary. But this year, as in 2008, the candidates fight for each vote brought Montana back into relevance. Montana's primary election featured contested races for president, governor, state Supreme Court, Public Service Commission, and a slate of legislative races. The election also confirmed the party nominations for candidates in unopposed races for U.S. House, Attorney General, Secretary of State, Superintendent of Education, and also State Auditor. And a hard-fought campaign for Yellowstone County Commissioner Jim Reno incumbent defeated by Dennis Pittman will be the new Yellowstone County Commissioner come January 1st, 2017. Rangers are searching for a man who reportedly fell into a hot spring at Yellowstone National Park. Someone reported seeing a man in his early 20s walk off the boardwalk in the Norris Geyser Basin area on Tuesday and fall into the thermal springs about 225 yards away. Rangers say the man probably died because he has not been located. There's not a whole lot of information that's been released. On Saturday, a 13-year-old boy was burned around his ankle and foot after his father, who had been carrying him, slipped in the park's upper Geyser Basin hot spring. Some springs in Yellowstone can reach temperatures close to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. The Yellowstone Pointing Club is holding a snake breaking clinic this weekend, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. at the Thunder Ridge Kennels. It's just east of Billings Highway 312. Butch Nelson, a professional dog trainer, will teach dogs to avoid rattlesnakes through safe and proven methods. That seminar is coming Saturday. And in sports, the Chicago Cubs lost for just the 10th time in their last 13 games as Jake Eichhoff held them to a run and 2 hits in 7 innings to pitch Philadelphia to a 3-2 victory over the National League Central leaders. The U.S. is 1-1 now through 2 games in Copa America. Clint Dempsey had a goal and 2 assists as the Americans beat Costa Rica 4-0 in soccer. Jermaine Jones, Bobby Wood, and Graham Suzy also scored as the U.S. moved into prime position to grab one of 2 spots in the knockout round coming out of Group A. Tiger Woods will not play in the U.S. Open next week at Oakmont as he recovers from back surgery, saying on his website that he's not physically ready to play. Woods will have missed 3 of the last 6 U.S. Opens since winning the second major of the year 3 times.
Billings winning news from the Billings Extreme, BillingsExtreme.com, XTREME, semi-pro outdoor football this summer in Billings. BillingsExtreme.com on Facebook as well.
Top Sandwich Company brings you our Billings area forecast at livinlargelarry.com. 3 to 5 day look at the website. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings off of King Avenue West. The home for our first patio party coming up at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco. $5 sandwiches on Friday afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. And specials on their cookies, too. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco off of King in West Billings. Could break some records of temperatures this afternoon into Friday. It does cool off a little bit. So will you notice it, though, if it's in the 80s compared to, say, 91 to 94? And very little rain, maybe some thunder showers and some storms off and on through the next 5 or 6 days. LivinLargeLarry.com for an expanded look at the forecast from Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings.
So to come before the end of this show at livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios and on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app. Mayor Call with Mayor Tom Hanel on the way. And also a talk with Tucker Veldkamp, owner of Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco. And we'll talk of a really cool event coming up on Friday. It's the KGHL Radio Patio Party at Top Sandwich Company on Top Sandwich Company's patio. See, it makes sense. Talk with Tucker Veldkamp on the way.
All kinds of
blinds and Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. Careful of your pets today. Possibly record-breaking heat running around Billings up to the up in 90s possible today. So don't keep the pets outside all day and make sure they have plenty of water.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings. Purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage. Mayor Hanel, we'll get right into this. Curious of your thoughts, Mayor Tom Hanel, on the great voter turnout Tuesday.
Well, Larry, good morning, and may I say this, that I was not surprised at all in the results. They basically turned out pretty much right down the line the way I had anticipated. The one that surprised me probably a little more than others was the race for PSC, Kirk Bushman and O'Donnell. O'Donnell, a very strong campaigner, a lot of energy, got out there and beat the doors and worked hard and was successful. Congratulations. But that definitely is an upset there. As far as the county commissioner, there again, you've got to give credit to Dennis Pittman. He's one to really work hard to accomplish his goals, and credit to Commissioner Jim Marino, who's done a fine job. Took it in stride, and but that one I kind of had that one pegged, is the way I was looking at it.
And I guess that the voters say it's time for a change, and we made that decision. Also, Yellowstone County, the expansion of the women's prison, that the way it looks was passed.
Yes, down at the Yellowstone County Detention Facility. That's an absolute necessity, Larry, in the respective need. But just the same, I'm concerned. I think I'm pleased to see that it was approved. And yes, it's needed. but it's not going to solve the problem. We're going to need more than just an expansion. The time's going to come that jail's going to need major enhancement in so many ways. So I'm pleased, but it concerns me that it's not going to solve our long-term concerns.
And what are your thoughts on the senior services levy? Almost a 3-to-1 margin for.
Absolutely. That, Larry, did not surprise me in the least. We have a growing population, aging population, I should say, here in Yellowstone County, and the needs, the services are there. The seniors are very supportive of our community, and we supported them. That one did not surprise me in the least. I just hope that people keep this in mind when the school bonds come back around again, because as we need to take care of our seniors, we also need to take care of those youngsters.
Always got to keep that in mind. Okay, a couple of bullet points here off of the election, talking on the 911 funding. There's been some discussion about that.
You know, it's a very complicated process. However, it's been working quite well. What it amounts to, Larry, is your 6 major cities are the main players in this as far as the contributors. The revenues collected through your phone bill, be it a cell phone or a landline, doesn't matter. A certain percentage of that, I think it's $1 per line, goes to this fund. And it's grown quite a bit, considerably, and like many other funds over the years, as soon as they start growing, people start paying attention. They want to get their hand in the cookie jar. That's what's happening here. In this particular case, the thought of distributing the money other than what they have been is not very receptive to the major cities. As those that are the major contributors, they should receive the major funds in return. Billings in particular, this proposal would cost our local taxpayers about $300,000 a year. The funds we've been accumulating, we've been putting aside for a new 911 operations center, which is badly needed. The last one was built in the early 80s, and it cannot be expanded due to the type of construction. And if you were to ever visit that facility, they're just busting at the seams, whether it be equipment or personnel. The working conditions are not very good. So we're certainly planning on using the funds we have to build a new center. We're almost there. We won't build it until the money is in the bank. But to change that program, I think would be detrimental.
Well, I know we got to get to a meeting, but I want to get your thoughts on what I think is a great tourism attraction is the Gold Wing Road Riders Association's Wing Day coming back in August. I plan on DJing their event on one of their days, so I'm excited for the Gold Wingers to come back.
Well, we are too. You know, they're a fine group of individuals. We've had the Gold Wing, we've had the BMW rally here, and I've had the opportunity to visit with many of them. I know several of them, and they were very pleased with the response they received, the reception from the city of Billings, Yellowstone County, and that's why they're coming back. Just a fine group of individuals. They spend a lot of money. It's a real plus for our local economy, so we want to be sure and take good care of them.
All right, Mayor Tom Handel, City of Billings and Mayor call. We'll let you get to your meeting. We'll talk with you later on today, maybe with the flag raising at Brett's RV out there in Lockwood.
Yeah, it sounds like an exciting event. I look forward to that, Larry. I know you're going to be there helping to promote it, so I look forward to seeing you. And what a fine facility.
Yes.
Just viewing it from the interstate, it looks wonderful.
Yeah, 30-foot by 60-foot flag will be raised this afternoon. Patriotism from Brett's RV, and that's what they strive for. So we'll see you and Robin out there, hopefully. Have a nice day, sir.
You too. Thank you, Larry, and hello to your sweet wife, Carrie.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Chances of record-breaking temperatures in Billings today and some possible stormy conditions this afternoon. Keep that in mind, like record-breaking mid to upper 90s, possibly. LivinLargeLarry.com for all kinds of lines and Billings. Check out an extended forecast at the website. From the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Montana, Livin Large Larry live at LivinLargeLarry.com. And a chat with Tucker Veldkamp, Top Sandwich Company, and the patio party on Friday.
Have a very special day all planned out at Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings off of King Avenue West coming up on Friday. It's our first KGHL patio party in Tucker Veldkamp. I was talking to Tucker over coffee one day from Top Sandwich Company, owner and proprietor, and he said, yeah, this would be a great idea. What do you think, Tucker? You still on board?
Livin Large Larry is going to be at Tops on the patio, man. I cannot wait, and it's going to be 94.7 degrees, so it's perfect.
Boy, listen to you utilizing and marketing our radio frequency. I gotta love that. Yeah,
I'm really stoked about it, Larry. I want everyone to come out and have a good time. We have $5 sandwiches here at Tops. It's actually Monday through Friday, 5 to 8, but we will definitely be doing it and honoring it 3 to 6 when Larry's outdoors on the patio. So come out, enjoy a great sandwich, and listen to some amazing music on KGHL.
So I've known Tucker Veldkamp, owner of Top Sandwich Company, for about a year now. And give us a little bit of background of you, Tucker. I know you don't like talking about yourself, but I mean, you're a young guy and you're an entrepreneur. You went to MSU in Bozeman, correct?
I actually went to Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Collins,
okay.
Yes, so I'm a Fort Collins guy. I was born here in Billings, and I kind of sparked this idea of mixing high-quality ingredients with an assembly line so we can get customers in and out quickly, and also including delivery and catering, and I thought about a name, and I decided that Tops stands for a premium brand, and we're going to call it Top Sandwich Company.
And, by the way, Top spelled with a Z, which even adds more class to it.
Tops with a Z. It is not Top Z, but it is Top.
Tops Sandwich Company across from Shopco in Billings. And let's see, on my internet show, I always, when you talk about delivery, think about your uniqueness with delivery from Top Sandwich Company is you will, and people will challenge you on this, you'll even deliver even one sandwich.
We will deliver even one sandwich, Larry. The delivery business is going crazy right now in this beautiful weather. People don't want to go out in the heat, believe it or not. So challenge us, call in for one sandwich. We will deliver to you.
And talk about your catering. Your catering is not just knock on the door. Here's your sandwiches. See, I mean, you guys spread it out. You present.
You know, Larry, I literally am confident saying that we have the best catering program in town as far as sandwiches go. We set everything up beautifully. Our trays are they're a piece of art. They're a beautiful thing. So if you have any office meetings coming up, get-togethers, picnics, training sessions, please give us a call and set us up with some catering. We'll bring you guys sandwiches, and typically I'm bringing myself, so I'll make sure they're set up properly.
And Top Sandwich Company is local, and I do notice, and lots of other people do notice, that Top Sandwich Company gives back to the community. You guys are always set up, it seems like, out and about, too, at events.
Yeah, we are out and about like crazy. We work with Big Sky Ballin', which is a youth basketball league. I like to go out there and kind of talk to the people, give out some sandwiches on Thursday nights. We also are very interactive in the community as far as Billings Catholic School, Billings Christian School. A lot of private foundations are coming to us for auctions and stuff, and I have no problem giving out gift certificates to be auctioned off. So if that's you out there and you're looking for some Top Sandwich Company gift cards, I'd love to provide them for any auction.
Let's not forget that Top Sandwich Company is one of the major sponsors of this year's Billings Wolves, who are looking pretty good, getting to the playoffs here, possibly.
Yes, we're going to make the playoffs every Thursday night. I have the Billings Wolves players at Top Sandwich Company live, signed autographs. We give out some free tickets to the games as well. So, yeah, definitely come check that out.
Where do you get your business sense? I mean, you're a young guy. Where do you get your business sense to run such a successful business so far with Top Sandwich Company?
You know, I would probably attribute that to my dad. He's a very entrepreneurial man, and he just kind of raised me with those ideals. I've always wanted to be my own boss, and I've always been very driven. I know, it's not always the talent that makes it to the top. It's the hard work and treating people right and integrity, you know.
And let's talk about your signature sandwiches at Top Sandwich Company. Now we know there's a Livin Large Larry sandwich that you have described as a masterpiece of layer, and it includes bacon, but that is not the only sandwich on your board. You have great staff picks too.
Yeah, we do have some great staff picks. We have a Montana, which comes with turkey, roast beef, and ham, provolone cheese, lettuce, a little bit of mayo. We also have a beef queso, which is extra rare roast beef jalapenos with a white cheddar queso on top. The nice thing about Tops is we stand for our ingredients. Our meat quality is it's the tops in town. So come out and try a sandwich. We have great bacon. You love the bacon, Larry. That's why you put it on your signature Livin Large Larry sandwich.
And the pulled pork going really well at Top Sandwich Company, too.
You know, the pulled pork, and just recently we put on the pulled chicken sandwich as well. So call in, ask what our special is for the day, either pulled pork or pulled chicken, and we make it every single day. The pork cooks 12 hours, slow cooked, specially seasoned in-house, and same thing for the chicken.
Yeah, and do not ask Tucker or any of his staff what the secret ingredient is to such great, tasty chips, either. He won't tell you.
It's proprietary, Larry. You know this. you know the secret ingredient, but I have you sworn to secrecy,
yes.
So I think it's safe.
All right, Top Sandwich Company, our first KGHL patio party on Friday. This Friday, June 10th, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'll do my live radio show there on the patio, and we'll have some Top Sandwich Company specials as well, like Tucker mentioned. And also, you're going to throw in some maybe some specially priced cookies as well, right?
Yes, we are, Larry. We're going to do, what is it, 94-cent cookies?
Perfect, thank you.
Oh, man, that's a pretty good discount.
Yeah.
That's about, see if my math is correct. Let's just say around 70-cent discount.
Nice. Plus great deals on sandwiches as well. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko off of King Avenue West. And we'll see you on Friday at the first KGHL patio party, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Ought to be fun.
$5 sandwiches. Bring the family. It's going to be a fun event, and it's going to be cheap.
Thanks, Tucker. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
3 to 6 p.m. We'll be on KGHL, AM 790 and 94.7 FM, 3 to 6 p.m. weekdays. Join me if you can, mighty790.com as well. Brent's RV, Thursday afternoon, 1 o'clock, for flag raising at Brent's RV live on KGHL, my radio show. Meantime, take care of the heat. We'll see you around town.